Hello, this is Jana. I have Dr. Field with me. She will introduce herself first.
Hello, I'm Susan Field. I'm a professor of psychology at Georgian University. I've been here a quarter of a century, since 1994, and I've been in the United States almost all of my life. But I am an immigrant from the United Kingdom. I was born in Yorkshire, in the north of England, and I lived there for less than 2 years, and then my family emigrated to Charlotte, North Carolina, where I spent 10 years, and now my parents still live in Williamsburg, Virginia, and I've lived in several places all over the United States, but I have been in this country almost all of my life.
Thank you very much. So, how would you describe any differences you experienced as being an immigrant in the US?
Sure. So I have grown up as culturally English because my parents, of course, were immigrants as well. So I grew up culturally English, but I'm fluently bilingual in American. I actually, it's funny, George Bernard Shaw, I think it was, described it as two nations divided by a common tongue. America and the United Kingdom. So, so I learned English cultural customs, but I also learned American cultural customs. So I understand both of the cultures. I think of myself as being English. That's sort of my cultural identity. But when I go to England, I appear to be American to the natives, and when I am in this country, I appear to be English. So I say that really I am Central Atlantic.
Okay, that makes sense. And was it hard for you to find the identity, or was it always there?
Oh, it's interesting. When I first came to this country, when I started going to school, the teachers didn't understand me very well. Now, children's voices are not as distinct as adult voices, and so they had difficulty understanding me. And I developed an American accent, and I'm sure it was a Charlotte, North Carolina accent that I could put on, like turning on a light switch when I went to school, and turn off like a light switch when I went back home. And nobody knew about it until when my mother came to school one day. And I spoke to her with an English accent and to everybody else with an American accent, and everybody was astonished. I thought that this was what everybody did. I had no idea.
Yeah. Okay. So it was hard to find the middle, right? And it's never easy to find the culture where you belong to, especially when you're in another country. But what would you say to students who are contemplating to go abroad? Would it be confusing, or would it be beneficial for them?
You should go abroad, because there is nothing that makes your world seem smaller than to go somewhere else and realize that you're not in Kansas anymore. Like Dorothy and Toto, right? To experience another culture, even one that is only slightly different from yours, even going to, say, from here to the UK, you learn that the world is a much bigger place than your experience of it, and it just changes the way you interact with your world.
Okay, that's very nice said. And then you also lead some faculty trips abroad.
Yes, I have taken 2 trips to Italy and 1 to Switzerland, which was very exciting. I enjoyed both. I enjoyed all of them very much, and we are taking a 4th trip, I should say. At the end of next semester, we are going to Costa Rica.
Okay.
And we are going to learn about chocolate and how chocolate is grown and how it is manufactured, and about social justice aspects of chocolate.
Okay, so students can apply for this program for the class next semester, right?
Yes, actually we originally set up the class so that you had to be going on the trip to take the class, but we have recently changed our mind, and so anybody who would like to take the class, it's a 1-credit class in the spring. Anybody may take that class if they like, whether or not you choose to go on the trip to Costa Rica. And then the trip to Costa Rica is together with Dr. Wooten in the biology department. She is a very skilled ecologist, and we are going to be looking at tropical ecology, and also specifically at chocolate.
Okay, that's very interesting.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much for your time. Thank you for speaking to all of our students who like think about going abroad or who like struggling with their identity.
Yes, well, you just need to have a friend you can connect with, and then it really doesn't matter where you're from. It doesn't matter at all. But you will always grow when you travel abroad. Even if you've been abroad 1,000 times, going to a new place teaches you something more about your world.
And so, every time it's different, right?
Every time it's different, like stepping in a river.
Okay. Thank you very much.
My pleasure.